Well, I want to go to you first, Jaquel, and first, congratulations. And I love
Thank you.
that this iteration of Mean Girls is told through the lens of the queer kids. And would you talk a little bit about what that means to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot, especially to be a queer character, a queer teenager in my body, and to also do it with Auli'i. I mean, I just think right off the bat, you see this is not the Mean Girls you're probably familiar with, and that's a beautiful thing because it's ours, but it's also the essence of the original. It's the essence of the Broadway show, but with another twist. And I hope that there are queer kids of color, queer people in general, and just people who are inspired by our performances, the story we're telling, and I hope they feel represented, especially if they haven't before.
Yeah, well, I think I mean, I felt represented, so I loved it. And I want to go to you and Gowrie and ask you a little bit about Cady, who's got this kind of timeless issue of wanting to be a good friend, wanting to have this crush, and also have some social cachet, which is a little bit tough to juggle. Would you talk about, especially with social media, which wasn't around 20 years ago? So, would you talk a little bit about playing that kind of timeless problem that she has?
Yeah, yeah, I really related to Cady. I've always related to her because she has that problem of wanting to fit in and not knowing how. And when she does fit in, she suddenly like loses herself and realizes, oh, maybe I was okay to begin with and shouldn't have tried to fit in the first place. But I think it comes from that sort of deep desire that we all have to sort of feel seen and feel known and loved. And she's in this new social situation where she doesn't know how to get that. She doesn't know that Janis and Damian can give that to her. She thinks that the queen bee must give that validation and appreciation to her. So I love that it's a fable of rising to the top and then falling down and realizing that maybe you as you were at the beginning was perfect to begin with.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Dorothy.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And then Ali, I want to ask you the way, Janis is kind of a queer canon at this point, and of course she's always been this strong, powerful character as Lizzie Kaplan portrayed her, but now she's very openly out and proud, and despite having been bullied by Regina. And would you talk about what it means to you to walk in those shoes and carry that character forward?
Yeah, it feels great. This character is from our '04 film, like the Lebanese lesbian, like it was a funny play on words, but lesbian was meant to be a little derogatory, and now like Pyroles loud and proud, like that just means I'm a fire lesbian. What? Like I think it's really fun to reclaim these words and reclaim the character for this generation, right? Like we pay such respect to Lizzie Kaplan, to Barrett Weed, who played Janis on Broadway as well. Like there are so many different inspirations for our characters. And I think one of the hardest things that all of us kind of had was letting it go, right? These are gonna be ours. And as scary as that is, Tina Fey, as well as Samantha Jane and Arturo Perez, like they encouraged us to make these characters all our own. And yeah, she gay.